Jordan!
Iain!
Who opened a bag of crisps, found a human thumb nestled inside amongst their potatoey treats, figured they could cash in on the mishap, but was ultimately too hungry and just decided to eat the thing as a meaty, cheesy, oniony snack.
50 Cent?
No. Two guys. And 50 cents. Can you ever imagine him sitting down and eating a cheese and onion bag of crisps?
Especially with body parts.
Best kind. Hello, and welcome to episode 83 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where, when it comes to meaty appendages going in mouth, thumbs are a close second. I'm Iain, and this guy is Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
Sorry, I'm back now.
I'm just finishing off my appendages.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm dead, mate. I'm knackered.
You had a day off, didn't you?
I did. It's the summer holidays, though, so that means that every day is children awake early, get up, eat breakfast, out the house, activities, doing things, running around, being run ragged. Then you come home, decide to have a homemade pizza for tea.
Oh, nice.
You know, which just takes you out anyway because it's so filling and massive. And yeah, I'm dead, half dead.
Oh, no. So, really, a full shift at work would have been easier?
Most likely.
But, you know, you'd rather spend time with your family, obviously. Obviously. Iain, nudge, nudge, obviously.
Sorry, yeah, obviously, mate, of course, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Of course,
I
mate.
thought so,
Yeah.
called it.
Yeah, of course, mate.
Just to veer topics for a moment and save you.
Veer it.
So, my wife and I recently went for a dentist checkup.
Ooh.
All right. And all is okay, by the way, thanks for asking.
I was checking my notes to see if I cared. Turns out I don't.
Neither do I, really, so it's fine. But after our appointment, we were both sort of chatting to each other, and we kind of asked ourselves, like, why on earth do the dentists persist to ask questions while your mouth is wide open?
Yeah, well, your gob's full of meaty appendages.
That's the one. And then thumbs.
Oh, God.
It's hard enough anyway, isn't it? I don't know, you just sound like someone on the verge of having a stroke.
Yeah, just trying to mumble back at them while you're dribbling down the side of your face.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, your teeth been all right lately? It's just like, why do they bother? So I was thinking about it, and I reckon they do it on purpose, and then they sort of piss themselves laughing when you've gone.
Either that or they do it so that they can get all the small talk out of the way without actually having to engage in conversation with you, because maybe dentists just aren't people. So they do all the small talk while the hands are in your mouth. So in their mind, they've done it, it's over and done with, but they didn't actually have to have the back and forth with you.
I see. Yeah, I get you. So, like, they feel like they've checked off that, be polite and, make conversation.
Yeah, the customer service.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, you going anywhere on holiday? Yeah, great, thanks. How's your dog? Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
And then you can, like, shove the hand away. No, I put them down the other day. They haven't quite fully got, the ins and outs of the etiquette. But yeah, I just think that they do it on purpose, like a bit of an inside joke with the assistant, and they're like, let's see how many times I can make this dingbat try and reply to us when he can't, lol.
Let's see how many times I can make this one say, oh.
Yeah, and the assistant pretending to write stuff down is just tallying it up.
Yeah, tallying up the count.
Exactly.
Perfect.
But yeah, I don't know why they persist on doing that. So our theories are about the only ones that naturally work.
Yeah, they do make more sense than them actually trying to get an answer out of you.
Yeah.
Unless dentists are just fantastic decipherers and they can understand what you're saying.
Well, obviously not, because, that whole dog incident then that we just played out.
Maybe they just don't care. Maybe they're heartless as well.
Yeah, they hate dogs.
And people.
I'm much more a cat person. Oh, love it. Anyway.
Aye, indeedy. So, what have you got coming up for us today?
Well, Iain, today I've got a list of the internet's most unethical parenting hacks.
Oh, I need these.
I'm curious how many you might do.
Do you think I'm going to admit to it?
Well, you could admit to it off air. I won't say anything.
It's very kind of you, but I know you'll secretly be writing it down and posting it to Twitter or something.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll just tell your kids when I next see them.
I'm sure they probably know. Of anyone, they're going to know the most.
That is true. But maybe they don't realise it's happening, and it's a bit of a psychological twist.
Right, yeah, so they don't realise that it is an unethical life hack.
Yeah, they're just used to being, treated like shit.
I do just want to preface this by saying that I am a fantastic father and I do not treat my children anything other than how they should be treated as human beings.
Yeah, let's take it back to you really want to spend time with your family, don't you? Nudge, nudge.
Yeah. You're dropping me in it, mate. I'm trying to dig myself out, but it's just not working.
No, but that's what I've got for us today.
Nice.
But I want to ask, what on earth have you got for us?
Well, Jordan, in the vast, uncharted expanse of the ocean, there lies many mysteries, and among the strangest of all sits a rather peculiar underwater sound that has puzzled scientists and fueled nightmares for decades. And it is something I can show you. So, is it some kind of videotaped cryptid? A creepy underwater lost city? No. It is nothing more than a sound.
Right.
A sound that has come to be known as the bloop. Have you ever heard of it?
I don't think so.
Well, let's learn together, shall we?
I mean, what kind of frequency is it? I mean, I might have heard it and just not realised.
You got me. My research didn't take me that far. All I've got is the sounds.
Okay, so, so you wrote the sound, but you don't know what the sound sounds like.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, fair enough. Right, okay, well, I'm massively confused, so please unconfuse me.
You got it, buddy. So, Jordan, our story starts in November 2003. An Australian research team tagged a female 9-foot great white shark off southwestern Australia with a device designed to record ambient temperatures and depth, which scientists used to study the shark's behaviour. 4 months later, the data showed a sudden dive of nearly 2,000 feet and a temperature increase from 46 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, which, after, the shark disappeared entirely. The tag was eventually found when it washed ashore 2.5 miles away from the original tagging location, and the scientists concluded that the shark had been consumed by a larger predator, though they were unsure of its identity. The researchers hypothesized that a large creature had dragged the shark down to the depth, resulting in a dramatic dive and the temperature spike possibly coming from being inside something.
Right, okay.
2 main theories emerged. The shark was either attacked by another great white shark or by a toothed whale such as an orca. However, National Geographic's June 13, 2014 article noted that a great white shark's stomach temperature ranges from between 65 to 70 degrees, which wouldn't explain the temperature increase, and an orca's internal temperature is about 90 degrees higher than the 78 degrees recorded.
Right, okay, so it's not that.
Not at all. The internal temperature of the animal that ate the shark is puzzling, was remarked in the documentary. It seems too low for a killer whale, but too high for another shark, unless it was massive. Researchers have never identified what this predator was.
So they think it definitely was a predator?
That's what they're thinking, because there's nothing else that could have made it dive down so fast, so deep, which also explains the temperature change.
Right, okay. I'm trying to think of possible solutions that could be. It could be someone tied an anchor to it.
Possibly.
And it just went all the way down. Don't do that, by the way, kids.
Yeah, don't get near sharks at all.
And don't tie them up, because they're actually lovely little creatures.
Are they?
Really timid and shy.
Are they?
Yeah, and, you know, when you ask them to smile, they give you these big teethy smiles.
I'd love to know what your sources are for this information.
I mean, it's just what I imagine.
Okay,
but
right.
I'm sure that's legit.
This is why Jordan was not allowed to continue his training as a wildlife trainer. He's like, oh, what, this lion? That is a lovely creature, mate. You can just go right up and pet him.
Yeah, that's why I was never involved in any of the Jaws films. Because my rendition would have been literally a just lovely day at the beach.
Like, so the shark comes out the water, like the animatronics are going and stuff like that, and it like pulls one of the cast, you know, into the depth, and you're like, whoa, this is factually inaccurate. If that shark was to pop out of the water, all it would have done is given that lovely tourist a little peck on the cheek. Nothing more, nothing less. Sharks are good guys.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get this show on the road. Let's get our act together and make this factual, please. God.
Yeah, exactly. Before tying an anchor to it. No, don't do that.
No, yeah, that's the thing we don't want to do.
Sorry, yeah.
But Jordan, this brings me to the bloop.
Okay, I'm really confused what this bloop is.
I'm very glad that you've never heard of it, because it is quite a popular thing.
Not in my world.
That's why I'm excited to bring it to your ears, pal.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it.
The bloop was first detected in 1997 and was so astounding and has gone down in history simply due to its sheer power and the mystery and intrigue that followed. The bloop was first recorded by the US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, in 1997. The sound was captured by the network of underwater microphones called hydrophones that had originally been deployed during the Cold War to detect Soviet submarines. But what made the bloop particularly remarkable was its sheer volume and frequency. It was an ultra-low frequency sound, powerful enough to be picked up by more than one hydrophone and heard over a distance of, are you ready for this, Jordan? Hold on to your nipples, 3,000 miles.
I'm assuming that's pretty far for a sound to travel.
Underwater as well.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, Oh, no. No. So low frequencies do travel further, don't they? But I think 3,000 miles is going to be a bit extensive.
Massive distance, yeah.
Okay, I'm sure you can answer it, but I'm just curious now, what on earth created this sound?
Well, Jordan, the insane reach suggested that whatever produced the sound was surely of immense size, and they're not entirely sure what it was. But the bloop is weird for a few reasons. First and foremost, as I said, its unprecedented volume. Underwater sounds have been recorded before and since, but few matched the bloop in terms of sheer auditory power. Also, weirdly, the bloop exhibited a rapid variation in frequency, which initially led some scientists to speculate that it could have been biological in origin, possibly produced by a previously undiscovered marine creature of colossal proportions.
Okay, so huge.
Right, so straight off the bat, we got some scientists going, right, this sound, this isn't speculative. It's not like, oh, it was maybe picked up for between these two hydrophones, 3,000 miles apart. It was. That is scientifically recorded, documented, and published. And now we've got scientists going, this could have been a biological entity.
Okay. But we just don't know what could possibly cause that.
We do not know, pal.
So bigger than Nessie?
Maybe slightly, or at least louder. Nessie with a megaphone.
Oh, okay, yeah. Bigger than 100 Nessies?
I couldn't tell you, mate. No, not a clue. I mean, you're asking me questions I genuinely have no answer to, so...
Well, thanks for researching it.
They haven't spotted it. They don't know what it is, so I couldn't tell you. But maybe your questions will be answered. So shut your gob, strap yourself in, pour a pina colada, and let's crack on.
All right, cheers.
Another oddity is the location of the sound's origin. The bloop was traced to a remote part of the South Pacific Ocean near the southern tip of South America. This area is far from human activity and is home to some of the ocean's deepest and least explored regions, meaning that, something could be down there that we have just never seen before.
That's really creepy. The ocean's a weird place.
The ocean is one of these places that just freaks me out. Like, the thought of being in open water. Like, imagine, being out there and just swimming about, even if you have got a boat, just off in the distance. You have a little paddle and there's just miles of nothing below you, and then all of a sudden you think, oh yeah, there could be a ginormous creature just below my feet.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I'm sort of afraid of the thought of that, of being in the middle of nowhere in the ocean.
Yeah, it's a horrible thought.
And I get the same feeling as imagining if I was out in space, just drifting off in space.
Right.
I get exactly that same kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Awful.
Ocean is more for me. The space one doesn't give me such anxiety because I can imagine, I would probably accept my fate pretty quickly and I'd just be like, fine, I'll just float off into the cosmos. This is quite an amazing thing, of all the ways.
And then you get hit by a comet.
Yeah, of all the ways to die, this will surely be the most known. Dead. Right, so Jordan, I think it is about time that we heard this sound.
Oh, so you do have the sound?
Oh, I've got the sound.
Oh, thank God for that. I was really upset initially.
Yeah, when you hear it, you might still be a little upset, but I will have to remind you of the facts of it. That makes it so insane, but just you wait until you hear it.
All right, you're not going to play some porn sound, are you?
Not anymore. Right, Jordan, that is on its way to you, so if you wouldn't mind playing that as soon as you are ready.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can see why they call it bloop.
It's very bloopalicious.
It really is, and I was hoping for more. Now I'm really sad.
I figured you might be, but you know what? I've got some more for you.
Oh, we have another one, okay. See, the thing is, how do they recognise that as a meaningful sound when it just sounds like I stick my ear in the water?
Because it was picked up by the hydrophone, so it's not as if it was just some guy in the water with his head, going, oh, I just heard a weird noise. It must have been from miles away. It was picked up by these two hydrophones.
Do you reckon the hydrophones were faulty and they actually just stuck a telephone down there?
This guy goes home, pulls a hydrophone out of his pocket. I imagine they're massive as well. You know, he's like, oh, busy day at work. I think I'll order a pizza. Intends to pull his iPhone out of his pocket. Pulls his hydrophone out. Like, oh, shit. I think I left my new phone in the ocean.
Yeah, no wonder it went faulty. No, they also did it 3,000 miles away.
Was it 3,000 miles away he left it?
So the other hydrophone, someone else did the same thing. It was just such bad timing.
And they pinged it from their watch to try and see where it is at the same time. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But scarily, Jordan, the bloop is not an isolated phenomenon. Several other mysterious underwater noises have been recorded over the years. One such is named the upsweep. Detected by NOAA in 1991, this sound was recorded in the same stretch of ocean as a bloop, as a long train of narrow band upsweeping sounds. And the weirdest thing about this noise is that it's seasonal, generally reaching its peak in spring and autumn. And again, its source remains unidentified. So I'm going to send you that right now as well. And I just want to say, this one is a bit more creepier. So the bloop, it is the loudest one, I believe, that was recorded. But this one, and what is to come, is a lot more creepier.
Okay. Quite excited.
And I just want to let you know that these were played back at 16 times original speed, so you could get like a bit of a better bearing on the sound.
So what had happened in real life was 16 times slower.
Correct.
Got you. Right, I'm going to have a little listen. Yeah, that's weird.
That was creepy, innit? I showed these to my wife, and she said that that one sounded like a siren.
Yes.
She speculated, so her theory is that it's underground aliens.
Oh, brilliant. So not only do you have to worry about them above you.
They're also below you.
Yeah, there you go. And right behind you, Ian.
Don't start. I'm very glad that I opened my curtains before we started recording, because I can see in all my pictures on my wall the reflection of behind me, so I know there's no alien. You smart ass.
Well, that alien that is crouched behind you.
All right, you've got an answer for everything, don't you?
That little Whitley Strieber.
Oh, why'd you do these things to me?
I'm sorry, that is me now. I do apologise. You didn't deserve it.
Next time I see you, I'm going to vomit on your face.
Please.
I'll show you.
Yeah, very weird sounds, and your wife's definitely right. It has that kind of siren-y effect.
It does indeed, yeah. Very creepy.
I'm happier with that second audio clip compared to the first, so I feel like that's redeemed now.
Well, it's only going to get creepier, Jordan, because another is named The Slowdown, which was first recorded in 1997. The sound slowly descends in frequency over about 7 minutes and was loud enough to be heard on 3 sensors at 95 watts at a range of nearly 1,200 miles. But I'm going to send you that one right now, Jordan, for your listening pleasure, and this one might just tip you over the edge.
Sounds ominous. So this one is called Slowdown, but we're going to hear it sped up.
Correct.
Nice. Science.
Doesn't really give them a lot of stance, does it, really, when it comes to their mental capacity? Let's speed this one up and call it Slowdown.
Okay, I'm going to have a sneaky listen. Wow, it's like a giant sea creature had a massive yawn.
Yeah, that's a really good way of describing that, I think. Kind of sounds like something slowing down. Hang on a minute. Wait, before anyone picks up on that, yes, it's called the slowdown because it sounds like something slowing down. But what I meant is, in my mind, it conjures images of like...
Something slowing down.
Yeah, like a giant submarine or some kind of craft, or maybe even like a creature just, coming to a standstill.
Yeah, that's weird. Although I guess underwater there isn't really that kind of, I don't know. I can't imagine what something slowing down is like underwater, actually.
I guess in my mind it just it makes me think of like if it was like a craft or something, it'd be like the mechanism of it, like the engines or the thrusters or something like that, like powering down.
Oh, I see.
And if it were like a creature, maybe it's so massive that it causes it sort of the ground around it to sort of shake.
I get you.
And like creak.
Yeah, it's like the braking aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really weird.
Very strange.
Never heard of these used before.
And the final one that I've got for you, Jordan, is called Julia, which was picked up over the entire Pacific Ocean region. It was detected in 1999, and this sound came after its apparent similarity to a human voice calling out the name Julia.
Okay, very specific. Is this one of those things, I can't remember the name now, where whatever you say it will be, I'll hear it?
Possibly. I mean, even after listening to it, I can't really hear it. I can, if I squint, I can kind of hear it, but you'll hear.
Okay, right, I'm excited. Having a listen. I just heard it as, slow me down.
Is that what you heard, was it?
Yes.
Let me have another listen. Okay, yeah, I can hear that.
So, factually accurate.
So, my only theory there is they recorded the previous one, called it the slowdown, and then the new intern was like, oh, this one sounds like it says slow me down. We should call this one slow down. It's like, don't be stupid, Bill. We've already got one called that. This one kind of sounds like it goes, like, Julia. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, just write that down. Intern, Bill, you're fired.
Maybe the intern was called Julia.
Maybe. Let's name it after this idiot who wants to call it the last named one.
Yeah. They could have called it the slow me down.
I could do. I mean, write to them if you want. I mean, I think it's already kind of done and dusted now.
All right.
I think that the application for the naming process has been closed for quite some time.
Oh, okay. I won't bother then.
I mean, by all means, live your dream, Jordan. Be the best you can be. Give them a call. They might change it for you.
Nah, I've had enough for now.
Even if they
Can't be
did,
asked.
though,
No.
if they did, it would make this podcast factually inaccurate. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't.
You know what I might do?
Yeah, thought you might. So, Jordan, we've heard them all now, so what could these noises be? Focusing on the bloop, theories about its origin have evolved over time. Initially, the idea of a gigantic sea creature reminiscent of H.P. Lovecraft's mythical Cthulhu captured the public's imagination and was fueled by the sound frequency's pattern, which bore some resemblance to the noises produced by marine animals. It was dismissed because that can't possibly be right, so theories range from icebergs dragging along the ocean floor to underwater volcanic activity, and these theories and the source of what would produce them have not been conclusively identified. Many scientists now believe that the sound was caused by the cracking and fracturing of a massive ice shelf in Antarctica. This phenomenon, known as cryoseism or an ice quake, does produce sounds that can travel great distances underwater, but 3,000 miles?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how far they would travel, so... is it 2,999 and it's just a little bit over?
Just stopping short, maybe. This explanation fits well with the acoustic characteristics of the bloop and the remote location of the origin, but I don't really know. Surely this would be much more of a common occurrence? And I mean, I guess, yes, you could say that if it were a creature too, but I guess maybe the creature is generally quite quiet and this one time it just made a noise because it stubbed its toe on the coffee table or something.
Yeah, it stubbed its toe on the...
on the ice shelf.
No, it stubbed its toe on the iceberg.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, you said ice shelf, but yeah, fine.
Yeah, ice shelf, that's what they're called.
Is an ice shelf and an iceberg the same?
Well, an ice shelf is like a cliff, like a cliff of ice, and then you get an iceberg.
Like a lettuce?
Yes. Thanks. So in my mind, these theories from scientists is what science does best. Comes up with what the best possible fitting theory based on available knowledge could be and just goes, yeah, probably that then, and then that becomes the reality as people know it. But what if it wasn't? With these recorded sounds and the unexplainable story from the beginning and the unverified theories, what if there is a giant creature or creatures hiding in our unexplored oceans? What do you think, John?
Possible, yeah. I mean, we haven't explored the depths of our ocean, so God knows what on earth's down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty deep as well.
Yeah, I mean, what do they say? We've only explored like so much percentage of our oceans.
I think it's like 5% or something stupid like that.
Yeah, a very, very small amount. And that's creepy. And
that
weird.
is very, yeah.
The other thing that's kind of odd is, I mean, it's not really possible because of the water pressure, but the other thing is how dark it would be.
Yeah.
So not just disorientating and deep down, but pitch black, like blacker than black because light just cannot get there.
Yeah, it can't permeate down that far. So what you're saying to me is whatever this creature is will have to have some kind of bioluminescence or see in the dark vision. Is that what you're saying?
Or maybe it just uses sound to like hear where it's going.
Oh, like acoustics. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's a giant bat.
I'm not saying that.
That's a sound theory, Jordan. I think we should work with that. Let's run with it. Get the scientists on the phone.
But the wings are instead fins.
Yeah, and while you're at it, on the phone to these scientists, tell them to change the Julia to the slow me down.
Will do. And about the swimmy bats, I mean, I don't know if that's a rabies issue still. I'll never have to find out.
You heard it here first, folks. Don't go in the ocean. You might get rabies.
Someone jumps on this episode and just skips forward and it comes to that quote.
Yeah.
While they're swimming.
They've got the waterproof MP3 player on them, having a little swim.
Yeah.
Don't go in the water, folks. You'll get rabies. And then they have like one of those minds that just latches onto every disease, and then they go,
Yes.
oh, I've got rabies now. That's it.
It's Mr. Hypochondriac here.
That's the one. It's got water rabies.
Lovely.
But yeah, Jordan, that is the end of my retelling of the bloop, the mysterious noise recorded. And that's the thing, that I think I really want to drive home, is that these were recorded. They're not theory, they're not speculation, they are sounds that have been recorded.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've never heard of bloop. I've heard of the wow signal before, which is the opposite end of the spectrum. That's in the space, yeah. But really interesting. And actually, the fact that you've got those sound clips for me as well, I tell you what, you couldn't have done better, pal.
Oh, thanks very much.
I mean,
you're too kind.
I don't want to give you that much credit, but it was all right.
Just call me a name or something like good job, dickhead. It's just the right amount of positivity.
Yeah, like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, to knock me down, to not get too big-headed.
No, it's fine. I think you deserve the praise today. It was really good.
Thanks very much.
Bed.
Oh, there it goes. My head was starting to get a little bit too big.
I'm only kidding.
And I don't mean the one on my shoulders.
Yeah, because you quite like it when I call you names.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Right, so, Jordan, what was it? Let me think. Internet's 10 strangest coffee fillers.
Coffee fillers?
Yeah, man.
What's a coffee filler?
I don't f***ing know. It's just the first two words that came out. Tell me what you're doing. I'm stuck.
I'll save you, pal. You're fine. So, Iain, you might have a couple of these if you remember. Not coffee fillers.
Oh, yes, of course.
Unethical parenting hacks.
I would never do such a thing.
Well, if it's for the betterment of everybody involved, is it really so bad? I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't want to say anything just yet, mate. I don't know what they are.
I don't think the two out there terrible, but I think there's some kind of maybe questionable ones.
Well, don't pin any of them to me just yet. They'll be like, yeah, it's all fine, isn't it, Iain? And I'm like, yeah, it's great. And then you're like, yeah, if your kid's being a shit, kick them down the stairs.
Oh, you've heard the first one then?
It only gets worse from there.
No, that is not true. So I have for you a list of the most unethical parenting hacks. So whether or not you do them is irrelevant, but there are some people out there who have, and I'm here to share that knowledge with you.
Righto.
For better or worse, I should say. So, starting off, I have a fair few. They say, if your toddler accidentally touches something hot, you have the opportunity to tell them many things in the house are also hot and should be avoided.
I've heard some of these recently, so I think I might be aware of some of these, but I mean, I wouldn't really call that unethical.
No, I mean, but it's...
So, like, if there's something that could hurt a child and you use the opportunity to say that is also hot, then even though it's for a different reason, it stops them touching something dangerous. I think that's probably for the better.
No, I was thinking it was more like, rather than touching the boiled kettle, rather than using that as an example, it would be like, don't you dare touch my fucking iPad Pro, you prick. So instead, that iPad's super hot. Do not ever touch that. Like when you touch that stove top just then and you burnt yourself. Yeah, that happens with your iPad until you're older like me and you can stand it.
Right.
I think that would be more unethical.
Yeah, that's probably a bit unethical. But I mean, maybe for the better, because you don't want a broken iPad.
Oh, new product that we're not aware of.
Oh, shit, man. It's to keep you cool in the summer. It's an iFan.
Another one is, if they lie to me, their tongue will turn purple. So the hesitation when you ask them to show their tongue if they've lied, hack ruined when 3-year-old youngest child had them all sit in front of the mirror, tell lies and check each other's tongues.
I have heard that one, specifically from my wife. She told our child that if he lies, his tongue will go black.
Ah.
But the thing that I have recently heard that we should have added on to that is the the fact that if you lie, your tongue will go black, but only parents can see it.
Ah, that's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, so then it eliminates the whole them looking in a mirror, when they finally learn. It will just mean that they can't see it, so only the parents can see it.
Got you. That's a very clever one. So has that been successful for you?
It was in the beginning, but now he uses it back on us.
What do you mean? When I lie, your tongue turns different.
No. So, like, say we're out during the day, as it's summer now, we'll go out for, like, ice cream, something like that. We have a little treat or whatever. And then we get home, we have tea, and then my son goes, "Oh, can I have an ice cream?" And my wife will go, "Oh, sorry, there aren't any left." And he'll go, "Show me your tongue."
Right.
So he knows there's ice cream in the freezer, and he's doing that to prove it.
Right, I see. So it is like, I'm on to you.
Yeah, I know, you little fucking dirty-tongued bastards. You're lying. Show me your fucking tongue, you bastard.
And then you whip your tongue out and all these lollies fall out.
No, generally it's, because I'm not a child, I'm like, "Mate, I'm not going to show you my tongue." He's like, "Oh, why? Why, Dad? Is it because it's black? Is it because you're lying?" I'm on to you. He's too smart.
I tell you what, though, one day you should suck on a licorice all sort or something and then just show him your tongue and it'll freak him out.
And what would really be the icing on the cake is I'd vomit all over him because I don't like licorice all sorts. So
No, me neither. The worst confectionery.
Absolutely. What the fucking hell is it? Just burnt shit. Burnt chewy rubbish.
Yeah, licorice. So what's that? That's star anise, isn't it? Aniseed flavour.
Oh, that was disgusting anyway.
Okay, moving on. Very similar vein to this one, and I'm sure you've maybe done something similar, or not, I'm not judging. Told our daughter that kids' ears turn red when they lie, but only parents can see it. There you go! It's actually, there you go, that's the one. She would enter rooms with her hands covering her ears, and we knew that we were in for a lie. So maybe not so unethical, that one, but yeah, that echoes what you said.
Yeah, I think it's, it's a good way of getting the truth out of your children, because sometimes, they're not trying to be deceptive little bastards, but,
yeah,
sometimes they lie.
Yeah, that's it. Another one. My parents took advantage of my short-term memory. They'd give me a toy, wait until the new shine wore off it, and I favoured others. Then they'd hide it and re-gift it, and I'd be excited about it again.
Oh, wow.
So maybe, I don't know if that is unethical. Feels a bit wrong.
Well, I mean, the amount of toys that some children have, mine included, they get spoiled. So much family and birthdays, Christmases, they get spoiled rotten. And quite frankly, I don't think they need 1,000 cars. So many toys isn't necessary. So I think regifting and making something old new is good for, recycling, and also saves them from having just an added extra toy that they're never going to use.
Very true. So maybe not bad after all.
Fantastic hack.
Love it. Another one. Ensure your kids won't bother you by telling them to wake you up in an hour so we can start cleaning the house.
Yeah, I heard that one.
They will do anything to avoid waking you.
If I told my son that, he'd forget, and he'd come and wake us up anyway.
Ah, okay. And then you'd say, "Right, come on, son, time to clean the house."
No, mate, I'd have to follow through. I don't want to do that.
Well, you could, give him all the roles, and you'd be, overseeing it.
Give him a mop and bucket, be like, "Right, you start downstairs, mate, I'll start in the bedroom."
Yes. You have your sleep.
Yeah.
Works either way.
Absolutely.
Another one. This may have worked better for me since one of the kids' parents has hearing loss, but I told my 4 at the time nephew that I couldn't hear whining, but if he would like to try again in a different tone of voice, I could totally understand him better. Right now I could see his lips move, but that was all. He did an admirable job with modulation after that, and I got him what he'd asked for.
Nice one.
Is that unethical? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I'd try that on my youngest if he could understand me.
Maybe you should just not shout at him. Change your tone. What about if you want your toddler to do something they don't really want to do, ask them a question where all possible answers involve them doing that thing. For example, when my kid was in the bath, they never wanted to get out when bath time was over. So I just asked, "So do you want to climb out yourself or do you want me to lift you out?" Worked every time.
Very good. I think I know what, I can only talk from experience of my children here, so I'm sorry I'm going to have to reference them probably at every point.
Fine.
But I know exactly what my kids would say, and that is neither.
They'd say, "Fuck off, Dad."
How about a third option, Dad? You fuck off.
Your kids are too smart.
Far too smart. I don't know where they get it from.
No, me neither. Weird.
My wife and I have a good way of getting our youngest to do things like leave parks when we need to, or get out the bath, or put a toy away or something like that. So if we say
"Oh shit, there's a shooter."
There's just been a bomb threat called in on this bath. We need to evacuate. If we say something like, right, come on then, let's get out of the bath, we'll just be met with whining and no, I want to stay, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. But if we go, okay, right, say bye-bye bath, he'll just say bye-bye bath and then happily get out and leave it.
Oh, okay. So that is your hack that works. Nice.
Yeah. So if we need to leave the park, say, right, come on, let's go. You'll, start going, no, I want to go on the swings. And we go, okay, say bye-bye swings. You'll just go, okay, bye-bye swings, and then happily leave.
No way, it's like a memory reset.
Yes, it must be his secret agent keyword. Sets him back to factory settings.
Yeah, a bit like my MIB dad.
Maybe you should try that on him. Hey, Dad, say goodbye to...
Say bye-bye swings.
Say bye-bye fridge. And you'll just shut down.
Yeah.
Recalculate.
Love it. What about tell your kid that they snore in their sleep really often and you've noticed it. That way, when they're pretending to sleep, they'll fake snore.
I saw a different version of that where somebody said, everyone, in front of their pretending to sleep child, everyone knows that when you pretend to sleep, your arm stays in the air. So if I lift their arm now and it stays in the air, then they're definitely going to be asleep. Yeah. And they let their arm go and it stays in the air. And they're like, oh, they definitely must be asleep. And that's a good way of figuring it out.
That's brilliant. So how often do you use that?
I don't. My children never sleep.
Ah, right. Okay. And thus you don't either.
I don't. I haven't in years. 5 years to be precise.
Never mind. There's always time when you're dead.
Which is fast approaching.
Because of lack of sleep.
Yes. And the burgers and the alcohol.
Well, hey, if that's the case, at least you're enjoying the journey.
Oh, yeah. Damn right. It's so cool every 6 months being able to discover that I can't walk up another hill in my hometown. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to have to find another route home then. Can't walk up that without getting out of breath.
You just have to, get a tent outside your work.
Because I can't go to work because I can't do that either. Can't do the heavy lifting anymore.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
More burgers are the answer, probably.
Yes, I think so. Maybe you should work at Burger King.
Oh, if there was one in town, mate, I'd be pretty tempted.
How about my nephew refused to vacuum, so I told him the thing about the vacuum is it sucks up all the ghosts. I said that vacuuming kept houses from getting haunted, and that's why haunted houses are so dusty. 10 years later, he still is a neat freak and I feel responsible.
Yeah, I have been, given my love of the paranormal and everything, I have been so reluctant to say anything like that to my child because I don't want them to start thinking or getting the fear that there is something like that in the house.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? So if I'm like, oh, if you don't go to sleep now, then the boogie monster will come get you. That's all lovely and playful to us adults, but that could really scar a child because they don't know if that's real or not. So I have been reluctant to say anything to do with anything like that. I always try and sway away from little unethical, that's what I'd call unethical, life hacks.
Okay.
For children that way, that kind of thing.
So instead of saying that, do you say, oh, you better go to bed, otherwise the shooter's going to come in?
No, I just dress up as the boogeyman and I just, march my way into his room and be like, why aren't you asleep? I've come for your soul. Works every time.
I'm sure it does. Yeah, they definitely don't need therapy.
And then I get a call on my monster phone. I'm like, yeah, monster, darling, how's it going? Oh, what? There's an active shooter in the area? Shit, everybody hit the ground! And then, it's usually when they hit the ground, they stay still, and they eventually drift off to sleep.
Brilliant, yeah. And then when they're asleep, you just stick them back in bed. Job is a good one.
Absolutely. Sometimes I just leave them on the floor.
Fair enough. Apparently it's good for the back. Shame they sleep on the side. Last couple for you. When it's past their bedtime, Dad changes the language on the TV to Spanish.
Yeah.
When the kids act confused, he says, oh, it must be because you're tired.
That's not a bad one. Yeah.
I really like that one. I don't know if anyone's actually done that. I'm assuming probably must have.
I'm sure someone's probably tried it out there.
I love it. And final one for you, Iain. Friend at school's parents told him he was allergic to alcohol, which they said they found out when he accidentally drank some as a toddler. They told him he was in intensive care and nearly died. On his 18th birthday, they told him they made it up so he didn't drink when he was underage.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Is that unethical?
There is something unethical about that. Making somebody think that they nearly died, that can cause some kind of trauma. Even though they can't remember it, that's got to do something to you. Thinking like, fucking hell, I nearly died when I was a child. That's a horrible thing to think. So, for the sake of someone not drinking until they're 18, why not just not say that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. The thought of potential death because of alcohol is a pretty good deterrent, though.
It is, but, can scar you for life.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
So, yeah, I think I would say a couple of those, in my eyes, are maybe a bit more of the unethical.
Fair enough, but generally otherwise all good and well-meaning.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that.
All ready to be used tomorrow.
Oh, I've got them written down, mate.
Nice. So there you have it, the internet's potential, maybe, unethical parenting hacks. And as I say, I really cannot wait if you think of any yourself after this and let us know next episode if there are any things that you've done that you don't mind admitting to that is, maybe not necessarily unethical, but it certainly helped you out.
I'll tell you what, I'll have a think.
Please do.
You got it.
And also, if anyone else is a parent or has looked after young children and also has their own, please do let us know at twoguyswhatsup@gmail.com.
Please do. That would be delightful.
And, then it's more ammunition for Iain to use.
Yeah, more tips for me to maybe try and get some sleep. That'd be lovely.
That's the one.
Sebastian Jordan, well, thank you very much for that. A lovely little list of some horrible, some mostly all right things to use in order to help raise your children right.
Perfect.
And with that, Jordan, does that about bring us round to the end of today's episode?
I think it does, Iain.
Nice one. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Tell their friend to listen to Two Guys What's Up, and if they don't, you will know that they have lied because their eyes will turn into jelly.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every link you will ever need for your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want to go to the deepest depths of the ocean to see if creatures dwell there? Click the link.
Want to create your own unethical parenting hacks? Click the link.
And don't forget, we now have Patreon, where you can find all of your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including pin badges, shout-outs, t-shirts, and if you can't get enough of our fantastic tales and spookily, massively distance-recorded voices, well then, now you can get more, because we now release bonus episodes, which come out on the last Friday of every month. There's currently 13 sitting up there, just waiting for your ears to just go and have a little wibbly-wobbly gobble around that audio goodness. And that is all available right now, starting with the bonus episodes, for just £3 a month.
So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/2guyswhatsup to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your clicking pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you'd still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best and freest way to do that, and we would be eternally grateful.
Eternally so much.
But on that note, thanks for listening, y'all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday! Bye!
Slow me down! Yeah, that's weird.
That was creepy, innit?
Yeah, so it's like, ooh, 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 like a...
I'm going to put these sounds in, by the way.
Yeah, great, yeah. No, you don't have to, I just did it.
Perfect. Perfect rendition, thanks very much. I'll do the background noise. That's the water.
Yeah. The little iPhone ping.